Hey guys, thanks for checking out the podcast. Before we get started, I want to remind you about the very cool bucket list trip I am doing in 2026, the Smitty Learns Irish podcast, where I'm going to do my bucket list, hike Ireland for a year, learn about Irish history, town by town, through the mouths of the pub owners and regulars. Because what's a better way to learn about something you love than to experience it yourself? Patreon.com/we3Smiths, only $3 a month, and thanks for checking it out.
One, two, three, one.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that when you said blowjob on the radio?
Like 10 times.
I'll tell you the story. I bought 3 microphones, but I didn't pay attention to what I was buying. It's a 3-pack.
3-pack?
Oh, I have 9 microphones. What the hell am I going to do? Interview a baseball team? I'm tired of your fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? I'm tired of all of this nonsense that I just want no part of anymore. I'm going to do my own fucking thing. Fuck all of that.
2, 1, action.
What the hell, everything? Oh my god. Sorry, that was a super fucking... that was a super loud stretch that made me realize I'm turning into my father. One more fucking instance. Welcome to SmitHole C. This is the interim SmitHole. There will at some point. If you're watching the video, you're not one of my fine downloaders on Spotify or your favorite platform, then you'll see that there's just a yellow wall behind me. There will be a green screen. We'll have the SmitHole up for future podcasts, but I wanted to get this rolling, man. Wanted to just get a fucking podcast rolling. Because now that I'm not... And by the way, that intro... Again, if you're watching the video, I made that intro to make it look like you zoomed in on the Cadillac SmitHole. Gotta change that. Not in the fucking Cadillac anymore. Happy What the Hell Everything Day, May 15th, 2023. Bunch of fucking shit to ramble about today, man. Yeah. If you missed missed previous podcast or didn't catch the clip, no longer in the Cadillac SmitHole. McTiggs on Say John Cass. John Cass. That's a reaction marathon inside joke. John Cass has a hell of a band. I reacted to him. What the fuck is the name of that? Did I even put that out? I didn't release that yet. I will release that at some point. But yeah, man, just a few changes. And I think good changes overall. You don't like to get forced to leave the place you're in with the studio, you know. But, again, if you missed it, you know. I feel like I need to recap the story. If there are ever any new viewers, listeners, what the fuck ever, you know. I ended up moving to Cadillac 45 minutes away, and the commute was just way too much. I thought I could handle it financially. Nope, wrong. So had to move like I did last summer when the lease collapsed. It sounds like a broken fucking record at this point, but when the lease collapsed, had to move back in with my parents, and I was desperate to get the fuck out of there, so I moved to Cadillac. Living with your parents at close to 50, you're like, I don't know if I'd want to do this very long. But had to move back in because there just wasn't any other options, you know, and thankfully my parents are still around that I can rely on them if I need to, you know. Bless your fucking hearts. I can't stress that enough. But now I'm like at my brother's spare room. That's where I'm at recording this podcast. It's like, and again, changes are good, man. These changes are good because it makes me feel like I'm just getting up and going to work rather than it being in the house. I like that fucking feeling. I like having the SmitHole in my house. That's preferable. But getting up and coming in is pretty fucking... It felt great today because I hadn't even got this studio set up yet. And I just had to get it quick One microphone. Obviously, there's no sound insulation in here. It's probably kind of echoey. But fucking felt great coming in. Didn't take long to set up. I'm fairly adept at this shit now. And we're fucking rolling, man. I like to start out every show with the word of the day. A, to see if I know it. Then to check out the definition if I don't know it. And then take a look at the origin. See it used in a sentence. I like to learn things, man. I like language. Paronomasia. Paronomasia. What are the odds that, like the dictionary app has the word of the day? What if the word of the day was directed to like people specific, like AI the algorithm can figure out, it's like a horoscope. Your personalized word of the day. I don't know if that is true or not, but paronomasia. I feel like I pronounced that fucking pretty okay. Let's give it a, will it actually play on here if I do it? Let's see.
Paronomasia.
Paronomasia. I don't know if you heard that or not. I feel like you did. Meanings and examples. Paronomasia. The use of a word in different senses or the use of words similar in sound to achieve a specific effect, as humor or a dual meaning, punning. Huh. Paronomasia. Origin. Paronomasia means a play on words in ancient Greek and comes from the verb paronomasian, to make a slight name change. The noma element means name, and its common variant onymia, I fucked that up, onyma, appears in English words such as homonym and synonym. Paronomasia was first recorded in English in the 15th century. The paronomasia in the line, I am too much in the sun, also heard as son, as in S-O-N, implies Hamlet's continued mourning of his father. Well, there we go. Paronomasia. And then, the ultimate goal, try to work it in somehow in a productive, practical sentence sometime in this fucking podcast, and that'll never happen. Not one fucking bit. I will not remember to use the words paronomasia. This will be the one and only time, I'm sure. But man, I gotta tell you, what did I post on my personal Facebook page today? I just had this come into my brain. The way I deal with like dick punches and things is lately, especially, to not. I said it on a previous podcast too, man. I fucking am probably. I don't know if I'm too optimistic because of all of the challenges, but I still have it in my head that, and even more so, that when the dick punches come, you just work harder. And I came up with, thought, fuck making lemonade. When life gives you lemons, you eat those fuckers whole, and then remember the taste, and then work harder and better so it'll never ever happen again. And the way I deal with like, especially this go around, I am gonna make it. I don't want to be comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable with where I'm at, like at my parents' house. This is going to sound stupid to some people, but I refuse to set a bed up in the fucking bedroom. I just put like the foam pad, 2-inch foam pad on the floor, covered it up with a sheet, and just made a little makeshift bed out of it. And I gotta fucking tell you, first of all, I don't know if I've slept this well in a long time. I sleep really fucking well pretty much on the ground. Maybe that's just regressing back to my ancestry, when you make shit harder, back to caveman days. We used to sleep on fucking rocks, deal with it. But man, that, just living minimalistically as fuck and just focusing on the work. And I'm embracing this, living with the parents thing way more and trying to have a different perspective than I did last time, because having the impatience and like the desperation to get the fuck out of there, That ain't gonna work this time around. You gotta learn from your previous fucking mistakes. Other than that, what's the point? You know? I don't want to say... Because last time, I was like... I want to use this go-around living... Or when I'm living with my parents, I want to use this as a chance to, like, hang out with them more. They're getting older, getting up there in years, you know? But the desperation kind of countered that. So I'm really trying to embrace that aspect of it this time around, and it's working pretty well. I'm not like, again, not having like the bed. I just have it in the garage, just everything covered up, and it's fucking pretty tightly packed in the garage, I must say. Pretty well organized, packed, I must say. There's still a lot of room. I was pretty surprised with myself. But just not allowing myself to be comfortable, getting up, going to work, doing the work, all that fucking shit, man. And that first night, last Monday, a week ago today, I just finished moving. You know, I had cleaned the apartment out in Cadillac, you know, made sure the trash was out, made sure it was good. And what did I have? A fucking week to get out of there. And to be honest, I fucking procrastinated breaking down the studio and start packing everything way too long than I should have. It was just one of those things where I just got to fucking... I didn't want to deal with it at the time. I'm a master procrastinator, believe it or not. I'm sure you'll believe it. So when I got home, or when I say home, to my parents' house, I guess it is home for now. And I was fucking wiped, man. I'm like, all right, I need to go. I need to sleep. I have to sleep on this floor. I didn't know how that was going to go. And I got fucking baked, man. I smoked a giant bowl and ate an edible. Nice 20 milligram edible from Loom in Cadillac. And I forgot I ate the edible. And when I laid down, this is a different bedroom. I stayed in the other bedroom this go around than the one I stayed in previously. It wasn't set up this time. And I laid down, and I fucking looked up at the ceiling. I was just laying on my back, and I'm like, oh, there's like glow-in-the-dark stars on the fucking ceiling. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that they had like glow-in-the-dark stars. I'm like, and then all of a sudden, I felt like I was just floating up through the fucking sky. I was literally in space floating. Did I fucking die? I honestly had that moment because I forgot. I ate that goddamn edible. And I was laying there and I thought I had died. I had to go like this, open my fucking eyes and look around and catch my bearings. Okay, whew. That was even all the times not all the times, but the couple times I've done psychedelics, I don't think I've had a trip like that ever. I never thought I died. I was like, oh my God. Once I got over the initial shock, I think I'd be all right with it. That's not what I'm saying. If it was like that, you'd be like, oh, this is nice. But man, that was fucking funny. So fuck making lemonade. I was, I don't know if I could bring this up right now. I might bring this up post-production when I make a fucking clip, but I do gotta mention, my dad and brother went golfing the other day. I think it was Saturday perhaps. And it was funny. Right before they left, my dad, who has a cell phone now and texts, and that's just really hard for me to wrap my fucking brain around. He's like, I don't need to bring my phone golfing. I'm like, oh, no, not really. He's like, what would you need a phone to go golfing for? I'm like, well, nothing, because I'll just turn it off anyway. But it is nice if you're in a round with me or Levi or Josh, something stupid is bound to fucking happen. So it's nice to have your phone to record any sort of like Smith catastrophes. And he's like, yeah, fuck that. And then Josh came and picked him up and went to the golf course. And I don't know, fucking how long? Not very long at all. Josh texts me. The sole on my shoe blew out on the second hole, and now Dad is intent on tying it up for me. And sure as shit, sent a picture of his shoe with the shoelace tied around the sole. And then the corresponding text from Levi. Well, he clearly told you about the story about finishing his round after doing the same thing last year. That's the most dad thing fucking ever. Josh says, yeah, he told me. And then the next fucking line. Now the front of my sole fell off on the 8th hole. It's held up by my shoestring. At this point, Josh, barefoot is the way to go. Go for it, you fucking caveman. He is golf the worst round probably of his life. I don't know if he said it was the worst round of his life, but it might as well have been. You know, I'm like, that was easily the worst round of your life, where your fucking shoe fell apart. You're just walking around like a sad fuck, you know, with half a fucking shoe, one shoe, playing golf. I thought they had cut their round short. I'm not sure if they were supposed to do 18, but they only made it 9 because they're just fucking ridiculous. Man. Also, I mean, the thing about living with the parents is you just see all of the things, you know? Like, my dad is the guy that calls his congressman. And it's so funny. And he gets like me, where he gets super flustered, especially if you get like nerves and you know what you want to say, but the intelligent words don't connect, and you end up sounding all fumbly. And I know that, you know, he calls the congressman, Jack Bergman, by the way, is the congressman in question, specifically about whatever the latest budget thing is, and Republicans, according to what I've read, one of the cuts could be Social Security. I'm not 100% sure, but they're on Social Security. They're fucking retired, you know. And he's like, yeah, Jack Bergman won't talk to me. He won't actually have me on the phone because I called him a fucking traitor on the phone last time. But today, this morning, just before I came over here, the phone rings. My mom answers. My dad's outside. And she's like, what? Who is this? Oh, it's Jack Bergman's office. We're calling for your dad. And she gets him on the phone, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And I didn't catch most of it. I was inside, and he was outside on the phone. And went outside to load some things for the podcast into the car, and I happened to walk by him as he was on the phone and talking very, very like eloquently and well thought out. And I'm like, man, all you got to do is just relax. It was nice. I came in and I told my mom, I'm like, wow, he's really doing a great job. But then he was like, yeah, Jack Bergman won't talk to me because I called him a fucking traitor. And I'm like, of course you did. Of course you did. And then also, on the fucking way over here, man, this is... When I talk about learning your lessons, some people are incapable of it, even when something just happened and you do the same thing. Was I leaving Kalkaska, coming over here, and you're trying to get through the light, and there's 2 lanes. And when you get past the light, the right lane is going to merge, you know? There's a fucking semi on the right. So I am trying to get by the semi. I don't ever ride people's asses, but when you're going through the light and you're trying to get past the semi before the merge, you know, and you're only doing 15, 20 miles an hour to get past the light. What were the words, Smith? When you're trying to get past the light, the person behind you is on your ass too, trying to get past the light. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it came from the truck in front of the vehicle that was in front of me. There was a truck in front of me and then a truck with a trailer in front of him. And I don't know if this piece of fucking carpet that had to be 10 by 10 came from the trailer of the truck in front of the truck that I was behind. But all of a sudden, out from underneath of the fucking truck, and it had to be, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, more than 15 or 20 miles an hour, but you're still trying to get past the light. But this fucking piece of carpet just came flying out from underneath the truck and flew up and right at me. And god damn it, I'm so glad that I have mad fucking reflexes, you know? And say anything you want about me. You can't talk shit about my reflexes because they're like a fucking ninja. And I was able to fucking cut it left and cut it back right into the lane, into the left turn lane, and then back into the lane to avoid this fucking carpet that just flew up. And the fucking person behind me who was riding my ass caught that fucking carpet right in the goddamn windshield. Then it flew up from behind their car. And then the fucking speed limit increases from there, and cars can increase the trailing distance. And this motherfucker that just got smacked in the face with a carpet is still riding my ass all the way till the passing lane, which was 5 fucking miles down the road. And I'm like, you didn't even learn your lesson, you know? You ride people's ass, you can't see what's coming, you know? It's a good goddamn thing I have reflexes, too. I honestly put those reflexes into display at work a lot. You know, a glass drops or a receipt drops or anything drops and I fucking grab it. And a lot of times there's an audience and it makes me feel good when it is not uncommon for people to go, wow. Makes me happy. Also at work, and because you put on, there's 4 TVs in the B7D2 lounge at Turtle Creek Casino, where I am a fine craft cocktail bartender. You put all the TVs on. Well, what's on? Let's. There's no games on. Tigers aren't on. You know, you got hockey games tonight, but what the fuck are you gonna put on right now? It's Sunday. You know, not a news program. Sometimes you put Jeopardy on, Wheel of Fortune. People like to play along with that shit. And I'm like, fuck, nothing's on. We'll put the Ocho on. And it's not even necessarily the Ocho. It could be fucking ESPN2 or ESPN1 at this fucking point. Just things like pickleball and knife throwing. They had the fucking knife throwing competitions on yesterday on the Ocho. And I'm just like, granted, it's the Ocho. And I know that's how ESPN started, was just by playing like weird sports. But like, fuck knife throwing competition. I'm like, God, man, really? I'm watching people that are, for lack of a better word, rednecks, you know? I even said to my coworker, I'm like, these guys look like people you would expect to be thrown at a fucking knife throwing competition. I don't want to see these motherfuckers. I see these goddamn people all the time walking around through life. It's not necessarily true. But what is true is like when they're showing like pickleball. And that's becoming like this huge craze now that I'm trying to wrap my head around. There are just these massive pickleball courts everywhere now. Massive amounts. And like I hear people, you know, in like neighborhoods in like New York or some places, they're like, the noise is too much, it's too noisy, the pickleball courts, shut the fuck up. That's not what I don't like about it. I don't even not like anything about pickleball. I could probably play pickleball and really enjoy myself. It looks like it could be fun. But I don't think I should be on fucking ESPN. You know? They're showing these clips of pickleball, and it's honestly just these fucking retirees. I'm like, why don't you start showing like bridge? You know, I don't want to see a bunch of fucking old people playing pickleball. You know, I watch ESPN to watch athletes, to watch people do shit that I can't fucking do. That's the whole point of watching sports, is to watch people do things that I can't fucking do. You know, maybe I could play pickleball, maybe I couldn't. Maybe it's worth trying. You guys, that's it. It's just a quick podcast today. I just wanted to get this interim fucking studio rolling and say hello. And if you're watching reaction videos, those are going to start coming hot and heavy. I had meant to record the Similarities at Biffy Clyro album reaction in the Cadillac SmitHole before I moved and broke everything down. But as I said, I was procrastination heavy and I didn't get that done. But I will be recording that tomorrow. I love ya. Tomorrow. Where I'll be doing more recording, all kinds of shit. And this podcast is still going to come and all of this shit. And then at some point we'll be in SmitHole the Turd. Or the third for all you layman's. Well, that does it for me. I'm fucking out. Have a good one. Thank you. Where's the camera? Right there. Peace out.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I'm so sorry for everything that has happened. Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there.
By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out.
Good night, ladies.
What the hell, everything?